Do you know anybody struggling with mental health issues?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I really don't. I mean, I'm sure I do, but like not that I've like talked to and like expressed about with each other.
Yes, I do.
Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, they just like aren't always present even when they're there. You know, they kind of don't hang out with the group as much. We're worried about her.
Just depression, really. It's just always in a bad mood. They're not afraid to like talk out about it and stuff, and they are seeking help, which is good, and taking medicine. So,
I know, they're struggling. I just do my best to like tell them I'm there for them. And the biggest thing I always like to say is that I don't know what you're going through, but I'm here to help you, because you never know. You don't know what they're going through. And to say that's like, it's like not demeaning, but it's like putting what they have down. So I always try to be like, I'm here for you if you need to talk, and I always make the time and effort to be there. And it's, maybe you can't always do everything they want you to do, but you can at least be there for them and be like a supporting hand.
What do you know about mental health resources on campus?
Not much, actually. I don't know anything, actually. Do you know anything?
Yeah, we do have the counseling center, but that's all I got.
I do know that there is I can't remember the name of like the actual facilities, but I know there's like a bunch of mental health centers that help out people and whatnot. I don't know much, I'll be honest. I don't know anything.
Have you ever heard of Rocky Top Recovery?
I have not.
I have not. No, I haven't heard of that. No, I have not.
Yes, but I don't know a lot about it.
Welcome to Vol Talk. I'm your host, Ali La Rosa. Welcome to our first show of the semester. Today, we're talking about Rocky Top Recovery with Ambassadors Grace Hardin and Vanessa Betancourt. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Of course. So tell us a little bit about Rocky Top Recovery.
Rocky Top Recovery is a pilot program sponsored by the Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services. And then we are housed under the University of Tennessee Institute for Public Service. So what we do on campus is provide mental health and substance misuse support for students on campus. So we're events, weekly meetings, and alternative activities for students to feel supported and not alone in their mental health or substance misuse diagnosis.
That's awesome. So how did you guys get started with the program?
So I actually started a mental health awareness club at my high school, and that's kind of how I got into the whole recovery atmosphere. And wanting to do that in college, I had already met some people that were able to help me join something that was being started, and Vanessa was kind of in the same boat.
Yes, so our mentor and now boss, Dr. Jennifer Torville, she's the head of our program this year, and she was my mentor in nursing during undergraduate, and she knew my interest in addiction and substance misuse and my plans to be a psych nurse, and I said I want to start a group on campus. I had a friend that ended up having to unenroll and go to treatment because there weren't adequate resources for him on campus, and so it really hit close to home in knowing that a program like this was needed on campus.
Yes. So as an ambassador, what roles do you play? What do you do?
So each of our ambassadors are out in the community. We're all students at UT that are in some aspect of recovery for our own selves. So what we do is we have access to resources, and we make those resources available to the community. We host weekly meetings that we all attend, and we do events. We had a bounce house last semester that was very fun, but we all organize events and help raise awareness in our own ways.
That's awesome. So as a UT student, why would you say that this program is important to know about?
I would say it's important to know about because even if you've never struggled with your mental health prior to college, coming to college, there's a lot of new added stress, unknown situations, and you're trying to figure out who you are, who you want to be, and what your future looks like. And that can bring out a lot of different emotions and cause a lot of stress, anxiety, depression, and as well as added peer pressure. You're in a new environment, to try and experiment doing different things, and so sometimes that leads to substance misuse instead of just experimentation.
Yeah.
And I feel like in college, there's a lot of things that have been normalized, and people see the consequences of them, they experience the consequences, and they don't know where to turn because it's what everyone else does.
Yeah. So like you said about your mental health journey, do you think that with the program it's helped you and benefited you personally, or?
I would say it's given me a better perspective on my own mental health because we're human and we all want to think that we're always doing the right thing for ourselves, but giving advice to other people and hearing their stories gives you a different perspective, and you're like, maybe I'm not perfect at what I do, or maybe I'm not doing as well as I thought, because here I am talking to someone else going through something I'm going through, but I claim to be fine.
Yes, it's given me personally the opportunity to feel empowered in my mental health diagnosis. I'm a psych nurse outside of working with Rocky Top Recovery, and so my job all day, every day is to help other people struggling, so my own mental health can kind of get pushed to the side. And so it's nice to have a community on campus as a grad school student transitioning into adult life, to really just know that it's okay to not be okay, and that there's people that students that want to support other students.
And it's really an incredible community that we've created because, I mean, it's our job, we work for them, but also they're understanding, and they understand that, you know, we're students and we are recovering from something, no matter what it is. So we really have worked with the best people and have the best ambassadors that are willing to understand and reach out and make sure you're okay.
That's amazing. I'm so glad there's a program like this on campus. So what would you say is your favorite part, or the fun part of working?
Do you want to go first?
Sure. I would say just the community aspect. I love everybody we work with. It's a super cool experience. So a little bit more about the ambassadors. We all have either a mental health diagnosis or substance use diagnosis. And so we all have lived through some pretty tough situations and come out on the other side of that. And so it's just really cool to build friendships and relationships with people that have been through similar struggles to you, and to be able to plan really fun events. We have a Rocky Top Music Festival coming up in May. Hopefully puppy yoga, that one's still kind of in the works, but just to be creative too in trying to find ways to engage students and just have a safe space for people on campus.
That's great.
My favorite part of the whole program is just finding a bridge between talking about hard things but also having fun with it. We have a lot of table events that we do, and being there and talking to people, you know, you're talking about really hard things that not everyone wants to talk about all the time. But if you add waffles, a little stuffed Narcan cuddle buddy, and, you know, the right people, you can really make it a good time. And it lifts spirits just to be able to talk about it and not feel bad or upset, because you can make jokes about things with people.
For sure.
You just get to know people better.
Yeah. So when talking to those people, do you ever get not nervous but scared to tell your story, or?
Oh, of course. It's hard to be vulnerable, especially about something that is so stigmatized in our community. You don't know when someone's going to take your words and twist them, but, you know, you have to stick by your story, and sometimes you just have to own it. And owning your story can help someone else own theirs and make the most of it.
I personally feel like talking about it candidly, the good parts, the bad parts, and all that in between is how we start to end the stigma. For college students, not just at UT, but this is a whole, there are programs like Rocky Top Recovery all throughout the US. So just having a united front and able to let people know this is not something that's uncommon. Like, struggling with mental health is something that so many college students, I believe the last statistic we looked at, it was over 60% of college students reported anxiety or depression.
Wow.
On a survey. So it's a lot more common than people talk about.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you guys so much for coming. It's been amazing hearing about the program and what's happening with it and what will happen in the future. Well, that's all the time we have. Thanks for watching Vol Talk. I'm Ali La Rosa, and we'll see you next week.